olives, love olives, gone are the days of no olives. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Miri Carbabundance and I help you live and eat in abundance, and not only carbs but all of the macros and all of the foods, vegan or not. So today I have a very special video for you. It's a highly requested video actually. It's actually what I eat in a week, and I guess it's so highly requested because, you know, it says so much more about how a person eats than just one day of eating. And so this is actually the first week that I actually recorded in a whole for you guys. It's not a special week. It might seem like it is because, you know, it's the Christmas week and like the New Year's Eve, like the last week of the last year, but actually I didn't do anything different than usual, like other than, you know, the festivities and celebrations. And, you know, of course there's different kind of foods because it's a little bit more special, you put more effort in, but not in terms of like food freedom and processed or non-processed or whole foods or macros or anything like that. And I do want to put a disclaimer, like, this does not mean that you have to eat like this. This does not mean that, you know, it doesn't mean anything. In fact, it's just you guys were interested, and I believe that it can really help people to kind of see, wow, you can really eat that much. And like a small woman like me, like I'm only 5 feet and 4 inches, like 163 centimeters, and it's like I eat a lot. I eat more than any woman I know around me. Like it's really just mind-boggling. I just can't get over this fact all of the time because, yeah, it seems people are commenting on this so much, so I think it's kind of an abnormal thing. But the thing is, so, you know, I love whole foods, and when you are vegan you have to have the ability to actually eat a lot, because otherwise you are going to become an ex-vegan eventually at some point, because you are not going, when you undereat, and that is kind of the main reason why people fall off the vegan bandwagon. It's because they are undereating and they are undernourished in some way, shape or form, be it calories, be it micronutrients, be it macronutrients, or certain food groups. And, you know, it all comes down to nourishing your body adequately. And so I am eating between, you know, I'm not tracking this, but I know, because I do eat pretty much, I do have my favorite foods, I have my staple foods, and I do have a good feeling for how much energy I'm taking in. And you guys know I'm not really exercising at that point. I'm just going for a walk kind of daily because I just crave it. I crave the fresh air. It's nothing like I have calories in and calories out, completely detached from each other, which is, I love to be at that point in my life, because that's really the way it should be. The one thing shouldn't have anything to do with the other. And so just for you as a orientation, I take in between 2,300 calories and 3,000 calories, and sometimes even more. It's like, but 2,300 calories is like the absolute minimum, and that is by intuitively eating. And that doesn't mean that, you know, I try not to go over this. It's like, it's literally a minimum. And the reason why it's a teeny tiny bit less than the minimum I had at the beginning of my recovery, because you just need so much more for healing. And just naturally your hunger drive is going to go down a little bit once you are physically restored and weight restored, and that doesn't mean that you restrict calories at any point. But yeah, I'm not, and from time to time I am tracking my calories, like in regular, just sometimes I just want to really make sure, it's like my first priority, that I'm not getting complacent and I'm not neglecting recovery and I'm not kind of subconsciously entering a calorie deficit again or something. So because that is how we keep ourselves falling into relapse again. We just really need to make sure we are taking in enough energy. That is like the number one priority for my mental and physical health. And because my body is also still quite sensitive to, when I'm not eating enough, much more than other people's bodies. Wonderful microphone here. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, that's kind of, okay, I'm rambling too much. This video shows 8 days because I just thought it makes sense to make like Christmas to New Year's Eve, and that's like 8 days rather than 7. But it doesn't really matter at all. So this, I hope, is going to be able to set an example for someone who's maybe like afraid of fats or afraid of too much protein, because too much protein, there is a too much of protein, like the kidneys can be damaged, but a healthy kidney will not have a problem. And so I'm just saying you should just eat all food groups in the plant-based kingdom, and that is my conviction, and that is what I promote. It's like no restriction in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, so you are going to see that in this video. And so we are starting off with actually the evening before Christmas, and this is a pizza, obviously a dough that we bought with tofu and veggies. And if you have any kind of questions about any ingredients, just let me know. So this is actually Christmas morning, and I was out and about shopping, which is not a good idea on Christmas morning, but you learn, you live, you learn. I bought these because I thought I was going to get home earlier, but that wasn't the case, surprisingly. And I bought these and had one of these, I think. And you have to I have to remind you that these photos do not depict every morsel or every little thing and spoon that I eat. I usually, I eat until I'm full and satisfied on all levels. And if that one plate is not enough, then I'm going to take another one. So I go for seconds or thirds or whatever. But just so you get an idea, like roughly, that is what I ate. Yeah. So, and then I had a coffee. That is actually still real coffee. I am not drinking coffee right now and cacao because I do notice that it does have detrimental effects on me and I don't feel great on it. And these are actually, the coffees that you're going to see here are actually most of the times even decaf only, but there's still caffeine in there. But so this is also not only coffee, but it's with Dandy Blend. I am a huge fan of Dandy Blend. It's a coffee substitute and the best that I've come across. And it's just wonderful, yeah. And it's actually with plant milk and a little bit of sugar, like sugar, whole sugar cane sugar, if that makes any sense. So that was breakfast. Not so much to say. This is a few hours later with muesli, and it's actually a super dense muesli. Like, it looks really tiny, but it's super dense. There's a lot of seeds and nuts in there, and like flax seeds. I actually wrote it down also, and I do remember very well. There's cornflakes and soy flakes in there, and some chocolate muesli from DM here in Germany. and obviously cocoa powder and carrot powder and raisins and like other dried fruits and coconut yogurt. Every time you see yogurt in this video, it's soy yogurt and or coconut yogurt. Vegan, of course. Love yogurt. Yes, add chocolate chips in there. I love soy flakes, as you're going to see. Put some more banana in there. Oh, some selfie. The lasagna, wow, it is so good. It's actually from McDougal, and let me know if you want the recipe. It's actually made with tofu. It does have creme vega from Dr. Oetker, creme vega, and it's super, it's like a cottage cheese. It's like a, yeah, well, you know, it's not a vegan cheese per se, but you know, it adds something like that creamy richness. That is what you see on top. And yeah, the cream in there, like the sauce, the white sauce you see is actually vegan cottage cheese. It is just the most bomb vegan lasagna recipe and most satisfying ever. That's me with a glass of wine. It's also special for me because I didn't enjoy that all of the time during my life. More creme vega. It's yeah, it's just like, you know, sour cream. Watched a movie there, and this was, so that's the next day. It was my breakfast. That is soy flakes, oats, some mixed muesli, some like flax seeds, sunflower seeds, a green smoothie, and fruits, and some yogurt on top. So I do consciously add. I love nuts and seeds now. I did have a lot of digestive issues before in the past, but they're gone now, so it's really good. And I added a date there. That was lunch. It's pea soup with avocado and pumpkin and potatoes. And I just take, how much avocado do I eat or add like in that meal? Just as much as my taste longs for. Like, I just really let myself be guided by my intuition, and if I think it just tastes better with more avocado, then I take more avocado. And if I think, you know, it's like, that's how I decide how much avocado I'm going to eat. That's also kind of a really nice beauty there, that avocado. Yeah, I do the same with salt. Like, if I think it needs salt, then I take salt. If not, then not. This I actually forgot to photograph this. It was a muesli, the same kind of thing like the day before. And then again, the lasagna, like the leftovers. I do like to eat big meals. Like, I usually am not hungry between the meals. I don't have a certain number of meals that I have to hit or whatever, but I do like to eat big, and I do like to eat main meals at night. So I'm not that kind of person who likes to nibble around grazing all kind of day. I just like to, you know, get really satiated and comfortably full without, you know, overthinking anything. So yeah, I also love some chili on there. Okay, it doesn't look too appetizing, but it was appetizing. So next day we have fruit and yogurt, obviously, and cinnamon and dates. Oh yes, love persimmons. Yum. This muesli has what do you call it? TVP, textured soy protein. Lots of spices and chocolate and soy flakes. You know, it's pretty dense again. That's lunch. Pea soup, Brussels sprouts, sweet potato, and guacamole with yogurt. Same. Then we went to, I still remember, we went to an old woman who was lonely around Christmas, and so she gave me that apple, and that's what I had. Yeah, dinner, leftovers. Next morning, this is actually gingerbread in the yogurt, and that kind of mixed muesli again with TVP. I can recommend TVP when it's crunchy, but I was still experimenting with it because that was actually the first time I had the idea to put TVP into muesli. But soaked, it's not a burner. No, it's not the best. I recommend to actually have it like as a crunch. Like don't cook it with the boiling water. I usually prepare my muesli with boiling water and as little as possible, so the consistency is really fudgy. Also had my Dandy Blend coffee there. I don't food combine in any way. It's not necessary in my humble opinion. It is, yeah, it can make things easier when your digestion is still super not up to par. My digestion is so good, again, it doesn't even care like what I eat with what. It's like just it's so good, because for such a long time I was thinking that food combining is key, but I don't think so. I think it's all about the digestion, how good it actually functions. That's again kind of the same lunch. That's a snack, or is it a snack? Yeah, we will see. Banana ice cream. We actually got a new blender that day, actually a Vitamix. We have saved for this for years, and so from now on you are going to see banana ice cream kind of experiments, and it took a long time for me to find out what really works, and I now have the perfect banana ice cream recipe. You're going to see in further what I eat in a week's, because I actually didn't stop taking photos of my food for you guys, because I thought, well, why not do that regularly, like what I eat in a week, because I believe it really can help other vegans who are struggling with their health mentally or physically to see you can and should not be afraid of eating a lot, and all food groups and not overthink so much. So that's with cocoa powder and carob. Yeah, as I said, I do use carob right now, but that's another video. I also put like chai spices and stuff. That's dinner. So yeah, the one before was actually a snack. That is with some vegan meat replacement. So good. I think it's chicken style from Aldi something. Wow, so good. David was doing this kind of dish, and it is with a teaspoon or so of oil. And I'm not the one who likes to cook, but I love when David is cooking because it's always bomb. And so that was what was happening that day. And so next one, yeah, it's with squash. Also someone gave me that from the garden. Yum. Breakfast next day speaks for itself, I think. Well, except these little soy thingies, they are TVP. It's literally a soy, protein isolated from soy. It is organic. I think that's very important. I was just experimenting with that in that week, but it's like, of course you don't need it, but it's nice because there it's crunchy, and I actually roasted it and toasted it in the microwave together with a coconut and almonds and all kinds of nuts and seeds in there as well. Yep, and also like the Dandy Blend with chai spices and plant milk. That's how I like to decorate it. Yum. I love all the textures. Who doesn't? Actually, who doesn't? So, lunch. Perfect avocado. You have to show off. Banana ice cream experiment. Yep. And that's dinner. It's peas, brown rice, Brussels sprouts, eggplant, and some lentil something that David made. Oh no, it was actually our flatmate. She cooked for us, and that was super yummy. And there's some soy yogurt with salt and herbs and tons of garlic and onion. Super yummy. And that was actually the day, it goes down in history, that was actually the day that I watched Friends for the very first time, which is funny because you guys are going to think, where have I been before? But yeah, that was the first time, and it is quite entertaining. Even David liked it. Yeah, there's nuts and dry fruits on the oats, so that's the next morning, obviously. That's lunch with soy yogurt, I believe. Yes. Ice cream experimentation, so yummy. But the consistency, you know, was not where it should be yet. Lasagna, so there was still lasagna. We made a ton of lasagna because it's kind of elaborate, the recipe. You know, there's a little bit of effort in there, and David made it because he likes to do it. And so yeah, we said it's half, and David really makes sure that I get you know, like when he cooks something, because there's also things in there that in the beginning of my recovery were still fear foods of mine, he makes sure that I get my fair share of it. So yeah, he said I can have that. Love vegetables as well. Eat all of the foods. Yeah, you can pause the video. So this is when we went to a friend for New Year's Eve. That's with you know, some barista plant milk frothed up. And yeah, that was some brunch we had. There's a tofu scramble. Yeah, you can pause the video if you want. We brought self-made hummus, and you know, you can see coconut yogurt. I'm pointing on my screen all the time. You guys can't even see. You have eyes, so that's good. Yeah, any kind of non-vegan things are from my friend then, if you see any. This one right here is soy yogurt with herbs. Super yum. And garlic, a lot of garlic. It's like tzatziki in a vegan form. Yeah, love some tofu scramble. So yeah, speaks for itself. That was my plate at some point. As I said, it doesn't mean that was everything I ate. And then coffee again, you know, decaf, of course. Like for me, of course, it has to be. Going to do a video on women's hormones and women's health and caffeine, because it's just mind-blowing. I don't think that women should be consuming caffeine or theobromine or stimulants of that form, but yeah, different video. That was a snack before we went outside. Peanut butter and fruit, you can never go wrong with that. Tofu scramble again for me. I finished the rest. This is the evening. We have nuts there, you know, some snacks. I had the very rest leftovers of the scramble because I love them so much. It's actually with some special kind of salt. I might include it into my recipe ebook for recovery. Let me know if you like that. Comment anything that you want to know more about this video. And then we actually made the same lasagna recipe again because it was so darn good. And so that's what we had at my friend's place as well. I'm just going quicker. You can pause the video if you want to see more. Another coffee, because decaf, you know. And then actually my husband baked bread at my friend's place. Super yum. So that's the next morning, next brunch obviously. That was my plate today. Love oats, love the cinnamon crispies or whatever. Coconut yogurt and dates and fruit, and wow, I just love it. and plant milk in the oats as well. Some snack. And we had raclette that evening. I believe it was New Year's Eve. You can never go wrong with that. Also, love it. Yeah, you can pause to see exactly what we had there. We had, my friend and I, we just celebrated her new coffee machine, so that was another vegan coffee latte. Yeah, I was snacking on that one because I was so hungry already. And so these are kind of some impressions of my plate there. Yeah, that's what we put and toasted on top of the thingy. Hummus, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and the soy yogurt and coconut yogurt in there. Yum! Olives, love olives. Gone are the days of no olives. Tofu, tons of smoked tofu actually, and then, you know, baked and toasted. Potatoes, wow, so good. Yeah, and bread and ketchup and all of that stuff, and corn and all of the food. And so we watched some movies, and these are actually my favorite kind of crisps. Had some of these, which we bought before. Had some wine. Yep. And then we actually had, this is how do you call it? Feuerzangenbowle. It's actually made with like there's tons of sugar in there, and it's dripping into it. It's kind of an event to look at it. Anyway, that was kind of spectacular. Another coffee. Oh, and
oh gosh. Now my screen just died, so the battery was low. I can only hope that this was saved, fingers crossed. And
I remember that night I had more lasagna after midnight, you know, after the New Year's Eve and fireworks kind of thing. And that, yeah, I had a big midnight snack because I was super hungry, and that was it. That was it also with the battery. I hope you like this video, the first one I do of this kind. Please let me know if you want to see more of these, if I should do them regularly. Give this a thumbs up to show me, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. I also have an English channel only. It's linked in the info box. I have a German and an English separate channels, so check them out. Bye bye.